is an incredibly powerful tool that allows you to help the world of the play and guide the audience on an emotional journey alongside the characters on stage. Whether it's the fury and passion of red, the serenity and peace of blue, or the healthful vibrance of green, color can play an intricate role in shaping our emotions. In reality, color theory influences you far more than you may realize. Marketing teams have been using color for years to make you hungry, or encourage sustainability and clean energy, or to promote trust in their brand. Colors can be used to tell us when to stop, or go, or just yield or look out for each other. They can tell us whether something is healthy or sickly, or even rotten. It's believed that upwards of 90% of snap judgments are based on color alone, which makes it all the more important to consider the implications of color even further. For instance, red can be used to create positive reactions, such as feelings of energy, courage, attention, excitement, even passion. But, on the other hand, they can bring feelings of anger and frustration, danger, and even hatred. Red is also often associated with making you hungry naturally, which makes it incredibly popular among restaurants and fast food chains. Blue, on the other hand, is known to suppress hunger. So while you might find it used in a healthcare organization or a security system, it won't often be found where food is sold. Beyond your stomach, blue can be used to create feelings of peace, serenity, trust, and even dependability. Like red, though, blue can also have extreme negative implications, like cold, seclusion, loss, sadness. And remembering the opposite sides to each coin is important when shaping a story. Green is another color often associated with safety or stability, but also creates a feeling of reliability and new life, growth. But don't forget, green can also be associated with feelings of jealousy, envy, and greed. In particular, green is an interesting color because unlike many other colors of light, when green light hits human skin, it often gives it a sickly or gross feeling, quickly making you forget any positive aspects associated. So it's always important to consider what your lights are hitting as well. If this topic really interests you, there are tons of resources on the internet and in bookstores to help you understand how color affects an audience's interpretation. One could spend years diving into the finer points of color theory, but before you dive into a doctorate in color theory, this video is meant to simplify your life a bit. So here's one easy rule that will help you greatly, but can also throw everything off. And that is a person's connotation of color, or their personal interpretation. Everyone is different. Everyone has different experiences with color. Many have favorite colors, many have least favorite colors. Personal reaction throws off everything, but you can also use your personal reaction to guide your design. Your personal reaction can help lead the way. So while you may never get everyone on board with exactly what you're feeling, let your instincts guide you as you shape the world that the characters live in. Never try to force a feeling on your audience. Help them feel what you already feel. Colors have a strong effect on our interpretation of the world, and while they can be used to enhance or fight natural reactions to things happening on stage, either can work to your advantage in bringing focus to the story. When thinking of color mixing in theater, we can break it down into two simple types, additive and subtractive. Before we dive into color mixing though, we need to take a quick science/rock and roll detour to talk about light in its most natural form first. The good news, what we refer to as white light already contains everything you need to make every color of light you want. Mostly because white light is a perfect combination of every color of light in the spectrum evenly. The easiest reference that I've come to appreciate is the iconic prism from one of my favorite albums. That one shot defines light perfectly, showing that we get different colors of light by breaking white light up into its different parts. Here, through a prism, but more commonly in theater, we do this with a theatrical gel, or what is basically a plastic light filter to pull out every color of white light except the color we want left. By simply taking a theatrical gel of any color and placing it in front of any light, we are able to essentially turn the light that color. This is referred to as subtractive color mixing. We are quite literally subtracting excess colors from the white light to shape the light that we see into an exact tint or shade of whatever color we like. Gels come in a number of varieties and colors and from a number of different companies to create a number of different effects. Fortunately though, White light is created naturally from things like the sun, incandescent bulbs, and even LEDs. As a matter of fact, we can actually break light into its primary specific colors for lighting, similar to what we think of when we think of paints or pigments of color. However, while the primary colors of pigment that we learned in kindergarten are red, blue, and yellow, the primary colors of light are red, blue, and green. Similar to pigment though, we can actually mix the individual primary colors of light to get our secondary colors of light. Red and blue blend evenly to make magenta. Blue and green blend evenly to make cyan. And red and green mix together to create, that's right, yellow. It sounds weird, but it's true. Take away some of the green and you get orange. It is through this blending of primary colors of light that we are able to create new shades of light, or even build to white light. Remember how we mentioned earlier LEDs come with a red, blue, and green diode to mix with? That is why. And this is the second form of color mixing, referred to as additive color mixing. This can be fun, but tricky at the same time. For instance, if you wanted to create a rainbow magical effect on stage, and combine all the colors of the rainbow together on one spot, you will definitely end up not with a rainbow, but more likely a muddled version of white light. So just keep additive color mixing in mind when working with lighting on stage. It can definitely be used to your advantage, but can also cause unexpected reactions if not thought fully through. So when working with incandescents, we will often use gel to change the color of the light, which is often permanent for that production as it can't be switched out mid-show. LEDs, on the other hand, often include those different colored diodes for color mixing, making them far more versatile in the moment.